looking towards Odegaard. Ravel, ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on terms!
Hello and welcome to the Rotherham United podcast. Ben has the best timing in the world as he has turned up with a second to spare. Very good, Ben. Nice to have you with us, Benjamin.
It's alright. I didn't get told it was live, but it's alright.
Okay. And Mick is with us as well. He joins us live from a car park in Wales.
Yes. It's beautiful. I've got a beautiful view of Co-op. There you go, look.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, whatever. It's the only place in Wales that there's any Wi-Fi, mate.
Fair enough. So this is the live show. So this will be out as a podcast as always, but this is always live on YouTube. So anybody that is watching on YouTube, feel free to comment. Obviously, with the social media blackout, we haven't tweeted anything all weekend and won't do until it ends on Tuesday, well, midnight on Monday. So thank you for everybody that has joined us. So this is a review of the 1-1 draw against Blackburn at Rovers, and then we are going to look ahead to another game live on Sky on Tuesday night. And we'll be live again next Saturday. Whatever happens, we're going to put our game live on telly on Saturday because it's the only interesting thing in Championship. So we're going to be live again on Sky. So it's for the darlings of the media, I suppose. So, Ben, I don't know how this has happened, but it's in our hands again.
I know how it's happened because Derby crap. I knew it was going to happen. Did I not say that last time? Did I not say it? What? Yeah. I mean, it's a bit worrying. But, the performance was a bit worrying, but he's back in our hands. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I went on second tier today, Mick, with Justin Rhino host, and then they had I can't remember his name now from a Wednesday podcast. I've got his name now, but they went around everybody because Justin Rhino Derby fans will run it, and they asked us all who they think they're staying up, and none of us picked his own team. Just who we think's going to stay up.
That about sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's we've been in relegation fights before. This is one of the strangest relegation fights I can remember. No team seems to want to stay up.
Nobody does. You're right. You're absolutely right. Either nobody wants to stay up or nobody's got the bottle to stay up. It's just bizarre, isn't it? It really is bizarre. I would have had my house on Derby beating Swansea yesterday, and obviously when they went up 1-0 up, should I say? It looked like Ryan was on the wall. We're 1-0 down, they're 1-0 up. Everybody else apart from us and Piggies are happy. But thankfully, it didn't end that way.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah, it didn't. It was all changed. I mean, for a long period on yesterday, Ben. Somehow, again, I'm not sure how this happened. We were bottom at league.
I know. I don't. That would have, if we'd have finished bottom like yesterday, that'd have been a really unfair representation of the season so far. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
With us at bottom, but I'm so glad we managed to get a point. Swansea scored 2 in 2 minutes, didn't they?
They did. Yeah.
Wow.
And one of them was. I don't know if you. I think you saw it, Nick, because we saw it together. But I think the first goal for Swansea was so close, and Hawkeye's done us all a favour because normal time that's not given. It's so close, it's not given. But then, thankfully, there's Hawkeye in the Championship, and I want to dig into Derby, Mick, and say they ain't got the bottle, they ain't got this, but has anybody got the bottle?
It would appear not, wouldn't it? Would appear not. I mean, we know that Derby have proved time and time again over these last few seasons that they haven't got the bottle. That usually it's up at the other end of the division, and they bottle it every single season. So hopefully that trait will continue. You know, and they'll do it again. And there's certainly the gift that keeps on giving, aren't they, at the moment? As far as we're concerned, after Saturday, I would, like I said, I would have put my mortgage on it, definitely. But there you go. It just shows.
Yeah. Well, it's one of them days where we might as well just go instead of just going to the Rotherham game, we can go through the day as it sort of happened because it is now that time of the season. Piggies with the early kickoff. I caught the second half of the game. I don't know what length of the game you guys saw. They were awful. Sheffield Wednesday, to say that their season was on the line, there was such a lack of energy, performance, effort. It was sort of the opposite of what you think, Ben. Because although we'll talk about our game in a minute, Ben, but questions of the quality, there were no questions in work ethic and putting the effort in. That just weren't there for Wednesday, which is crazy.
I mean, watching it as a neutral, I think I disagree with our work ethic on some players, but yeah, I don't know. They're not the best of teams, but I don't know why they're not fighting because they had a chance. If they won yesterday, they had a massive chance to stay. They could stay up. If they won yesterday, they could put us down and stay up. So I no idea on my part why they didn't go for it.
Yeah, and they were helped by Lewis Grabban missing a penalty, which was former Miller.
You know what? I thought about it, right? Lewis Grabban, former Miller, right? Derby scored the Tom Lawrence, former Miller. I thought it was all going against us yesterday. 1-0 down. Yeah. I thought it was all going against us. Honestly.
Yeah.
But there were times when it felt that way, didn't it? But that's exactly what happens in a relegation battle, isn't it? It swings one way and the other. Usually just on last day of season. Not usually 2 or 3 weeks. Well, yeah, certainly from our point of view, 3 games before the end of the season. That sort of started, didn't it? So yeah, but Wednesday were dire. Wednesday deserved to go down. There's no question about that. And I'll be honest with you, I'm sure the vast majority of Sheffield Wednesday supporters would agree with that as well.
They would.
They just are. They've got nothing. They've got nothing at all. And unless they get rid of Tuna Man, I don't think they do it next season either. I'm convinced of it. But fingers crossed anyway.
There's reports in the Times today that they've failed to pay the players again for April.
I don't think that means all, does it? Because you see what happened to Derby.
It'd mean a lot to me. If you're not going to pay me and you're still expecting me to work, I tell you now that's going to affect my performance.
Well, I mean I disagree with that, but yeah.
Why?
Because if you play for money, then I don't want you in my club. But yeah. I think it would get swept under the carpet. No, but it isn't it? You don't play football for the money. You don't play for the money. That's not why you play.
That's literally your job.
Irrelevant. Not getting paid over a few months. Yeah, once. I could not care less.
3 or 4 times. It's 3 or 4 times it's happened.
Listen, it'll get swept under the carpet.
It'll get paid eventually. But I'll tell you now, if they go down, that's what I would point to as a Wednesday fan. The 3 or 4 times the players haven't been paid.
I'd point to poor performances, but yeah.
Well, those two go hand in hand. Anyway.
But yeah. Go on.
Well, it's no coincidence that the same thing's happened at Derby, is it?
Well, exactly.
And let's be fair, both of those teams have got enough quality in them to stay in this division. By a country mile they have.
Yeah.
So there is no excuse. There's no excuse at all. But I mean, it's fantastic as an outsider, isn't it?
Yeah. By rights of being, well-run clubs, we should be staying up.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean not yet. So, and then we've always talked about the Derby game. They were 1-0 up, ended up losing 2-1. We went behind, Mick. It was a really tough goal to concede. It was a big ball up in the air. Angus MacDonald's first touch wasn't brilliant. And his second touch is trying to play it out to a position which put him in more danger. And Adam Armstrong is gifted one of the most lethal strikers in the Championship, effectively a free shot. And Blackman can't do anything. It is. Somebody's reported you for looking at your laptop in a car park.
All right, yeah.
Okay, I'm saying McDonald. It's. I feel bad having I'm not going to go on McDonald, but he's been really good recently. But he has made a mistake.
Yeah, he has. But that, so did a couple on Tuesday, and so did you can point to mistakes all season, and it is one of those things. It is one. It didn't feel like it at the time. Clearly, it was massively disappointing. But yeah, I'm not going to call him out. I'm not going to call him out because he's been excellent. He's been really excellent for the past. Well, certainly half a season for me. I think he's been really outstanding. So I just felt for him. You could see the look on his face afterwards. He knew what had happened. He knew what had done, and he knew he'd given us a mountain to climb. But for me, it's one of those things that it happens. It happens, and I'm sure with hindsight, he would put it on chair next to Tony Stewart, wouldn't he? But this time, he chose a different option, and it was the wrong one.
Yeah, Ben, you've been a critic at time in McDonald. What were your thoughts of the goal?
I don't know what the hell he's doing. That's the sort of thing I'd do. Put me at centre back. Like that's the type of thing it was. Like put me at centre back for school or something. That's the type of thing I'd do. I don't know what his thought process is. Is he daydreaming and think he's playing in Man City or what? I don't know what he's doing. But you see the look on his face. He knew what he did. I'm not going to have a go at him, but I don't know what he's doing either. So
he's took the difficult option. When his first touch is bad, and then he's took the difficult option to try and play it out wide. What he should have done is turned his back to Armstrong and tried to play it back to Blackman. What I will also say, watching the replay back, is that Woody didn't help. Armstrong was allowed a free run through the middle of the pitch. I know but Woody should have stepped across. Give away a foul. If he gives away a foul, gives away a foul. He should have stepped across Armstrong, and Woody's clever enough to know he should have done that, because that would have given McDonald half a second extra, because it was a tough ball to take. It were miles and miles up in air. Best technical player out pitch would probably have struggled to take the touch. McDonald's not the best technical player. I don't have a problem with the first touch, but then it's his decision making from there, and it's Wood. I am going to criticise Woody, not massively, but Woody should have known better as well.
Woody, why? I thought this when he did it. Why the hell have you took a touch? We are in the Championship in a relegation battle. Head it to the 6'5" striker that we've got on the pitch. I don't know what the point is. I don't know what it is. And you've got Adam Armstrong, one of the quickest players in the Championship, who went to the next big thing when he was at Newcastle. Yeah, go on, mate. Have a free goal and nearly send us down. I like McDonald, right? But I don't know how many times I've said this season, if we go down by 2 points, it's his fault. If we go down by a point, it's his fault. I don't want to keep saying it. And Blackman kept us in that game yesterday. I want to move on to Blackman because we'd be down without him. So I want to move on to him in a bit.
Well, we might as well move on to him now. So John C asked, looking ahead a little bit, which goalkeeper for Tuesday's match?
Blackman. 1,000,000%. Well, he has to get his job back, Johansson. Because he kept us up yesterday, Blackman.
I think he makes a valid point there, Mick. He is in ownership of the shirt, and he was excellent, Blackman, yesterday.
It's ironic, really, because this weekend I've starved myself of social media. It's been wonderful, and I am slightly disappointed that I've done that, because obviously I'm sure that there'll be loads and loads of people on there apologising for the way that they discussed and talked about Blackman earlier on in the season. It'll be full of apologies and everything else, won't it? He's kept us up. End of.
For now.
For now, he's kept us in the race. He's absolutely kept us in the race. You know what I mean? And what he did yesterday was as important as the goal that we scored, as the goal that Lewis Wing scored. It was as important, if not more so, because he did it 2 or 3 times just yesterday. So I really, really do hope that there's a few people eating humble pie about what they said about, in relation to what they said about him. He was outstanding yesterday, Blackman, absolutely outstanding. And for me, John, he gets the shirt on Tuesday night without a shadow.
I agree, but Ben, if Johansson would have been fit Saturday, Johansson would have probably come back in, wouldn't he? But now you can't really drop Blackman. Is that fair assessment of how it's gone down?
100%. I don't know. He's not coming back in. Simple as. I don't care if he's got 3 eyes now. He's not coming back in.
Well, it's certainly
How
got
would that
space
help?
for 3 eyes.
I don't know. Well, see ball clearly, but you know what I mean. He's not coming back in. Blackman yesterday pulled off some Premier League quality saves. Yesterday was a Premier League quality performance, and we just conceded a little lapse in concentration. We should have won that game yesterday.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Well, there were the one-on-one chance from Armstrong, both in the second half.
He can't listen.
And then the goal with the save, which was at the post, and he sort of clawed it around the post, which was again top draws at keeping.
It's a world-class save. That is a world-class save.
Yeah, and his kicking was excellent as well, which I think is also important. But that's been a point of issue for Blackman, where his kicking has been at times horrendous, but it was almost faultless yesterday. Hopefully, that's a sign of the way he's been coached this season, because he looks more confident than he did earlier in the season. I don't know whether the pressure's off or what, but he looks much more confident in the last 2 games.
I can't remember what player it was. Oh, it might have been Kia. It was just scrapping. And as a keeper, you can't do that. But he did that he did that as well as he could. Like, stepped his game up, realised the situation, which no one else apart from Woody, Smithy and Shea have done, right? Tired or not, Woody's 35. I'm going to keep coming back to that point, right? Realise the situation. You've got to step your game up. Like, Blackman did that yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I can't praise him enough, man. It was so good, honestly.
Yeah.
100%.
It was.
100%.
It was. I completely agree as well. And then we move forward. Just finally on Angus MacDonald. He made his 200th appearance, 200th career start yesterday, but he came off injured, mate. And this is one of the consequences of the social media blackout, is that no idea. The questions don't get. I'm sure the questions have been asked. But because there's no way of the information to come out, I have no idea if it's a serious injury or not. And if he's missing, that's a massive blow for the last 2 games.
Potentially, yeah. It looked a calf injury to me. I don't know whether it is, but it certainly looked that way. And if it is, he could well miss these 2 games. It's entirely possible. Because calf injuries are not quick injuries to heal. It depends on the circumstances, doesn't it, and how bad it is. So yeah, but I mean, to be fair, Wes Harding came on and did what Wes Harding does, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, and yes, it would be a big loss for us, but Wes Harding's more than capable of fulfilling that role. And to be fair, whilst he struggled over the last few games because of tiredness, it's not the same playing a central defensive role as it is trying to play a wing back. You know what I mean? So hopefully, you know, hopefully Angus MacDonald is fit. If he's not, Wes Harding's a perfect replacement. So yeah, I did see a change yesterday in Icky. I thought there was a period in the game where Icky, I don't know whether somebody had poked him in the eye or wound him up or I don't know what they'd done to him, but he went off on one big time and really started to get involved in the game more than I'd seen him for a while. I hope that continues in these last 2 games. That's
what I mean about, like, we're in a scrap. Like, they need to be doing that. It's not football at the minute. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. It's Sunday League football at this point in the season. Let's be real. It's not quality, especially in Championship when margins are so thin. It's just who's got that fight and who wants it. Like, I know everyone who wants it. It's the most British football saying
stupid,
ever.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the most British football saying ever. Like, it is, isn't it? It's who's willing to fight longer and harder. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I said this on last podcast. I know you sort of disagreed then, but this is where Paul Warne earns his money, so to speak. When it gets serious, he knows how to speak to people. Do you know what I mean? And you listen to his interviews and things like that. I want to play for him. So can you imagine being a player who actually plays for him when the chips are down, when now in charge? I know we said all these things about Warnock and Evans, but now we're in it. Now it's going down to the final day. I think that's where Warney. I think that's where he comes good. You know, in other areas as well. I'm underplaying his other qualities as well, but that's for me. where we go from there.
Look, right, even if you're wrong, even if you're wrong, you've got Woody there.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
Icky, who's probably experienced enough now to know what crack is.
I agree. John C. finished off on Blackman chat. Blackman man of the match for him. I can't think of anybody else. It would be very easy to give it Wing because of the free kick, and Wing played pretty well as well. But Blackman kept us in that game and essentially got us the point, which is excellent. Mark Gambles is with us, evening fellas. Lots of huff and puff again. Some poor pass in the final third. I'll add in there again. A great free kick from Lewis Wing. He mentioned some stuff on social media this weekend has been flat out embarrassing. No wonder there's been a boycott. There's been a massive overreaction. Someone said yesterday it was as bad as the Stubbs era. I must have been watching a different game because there were.
Oh God!
I haven't been on social media as much as I have the last few weeks, but I know we didn't play particularly well in the first half, but it wasn't an awful performance. Like Mark says there. It just lacked that little bit of quality in the final third. It wasn't a poor performance, wasn't it?
We were just ineffective. In that first half. It was a bit panicky, a bit really sort of a bit headless chickeny at times. You know what I mean? It was a typical sort of end of season. Oh, we're in deep mire. What can we do? What can we? You know what I mean? There was no real composure. I think is probably the bottom line. So am I surprised that we've had that on social media? Am I others like?
No.
Am I heck?
No.
You know, some of our fans are utterly deluded, aren't they? You know, I don't know what they expect. I genuinely don't know what they expect.
I heard you on the Blackburn podcast, weren't it, Mick, saying about some of our supporters, and it's like there's a difference between supporters and fans. Some fans, right, just watch the game casually, support the local team, support a Premier League team, all of that stuff, and just watch our game and, you know, have an opinion. And then there's supporters who actually, you know, actually care about the club and do all this stuff. So fans is the right word, not supporters.
The bottom line is there's been a social media blackout this weekend for a reason, and those people are the reason.
Okay. Yes.
Certainly part of the reason, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I accept that there's a lot of other stuff that goes off, but certainly my point of view.
Yeah, I agree. So moving further forward, we're going to go to the front and then move back to the middle in terms of the areas of the pitch. Smithy yesterday, Ben. Smithy was ineffective, but it looks knackered. It looks like he's got absolutely nothing left in the tank, doesn't it? He's run himself into the ground. For me, he needs a game off. He needs time off.
No, you get time off at the end of the season.
But he can't run, mate. What's the point in having him?
Does he block anything?
Yeah, but if you can't, did you watch him yesterday? If you watched him on Saturday, it was not It was not his best self. And if he's not his best self, he may as well not be on the pitch.
You're gonna tired's in the mind, man. Like it is. If you don't agree with me, look at some of army training people do. Tired's not in the mind. Your body will push as far as you will. Your mind will stop. So it's just a mental barrier. But I don't think he needs a rest. He might need a rest, but I won't give him one because it's his business time at season. Like ineffective or not, he's a presence. And I think playing him for half the game. I think Hurst was good when he came on.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But I don't think. I think you don't give you that what Smith gives you at the start. I think Hurst is a impact player at a minute. I'd do what he did yesterday. God, Saturday we were recording. Start Hurst and bring start Smith and bring Hurst on.
What about you, Mick? I would personally.
You're right there, Ben.
Yeah, sorry, I got indigestion.
I'd be very tempted to say to Smith, right, I have 60 minutes off. I have the first hour off. We're going to start Hursty. You could start Crooks and Freddie if you wanted to. You don't have to start Hursty. You could mix it up a bit if you want to start Hursty, but I think Hursty was good, which we'll come on to. But give him an hour off on Tuesday night, bring him on for half an hour, and then he should be basically ready for Saturday.
Can I jump in? What does 60 minutes do? It's nothing. It's a mental barrier of.
Instead of playing 180 minutes inside 4 days, he plays 120 minutes, so he gets an hour off in that time, and then he's not playing again until the following Saturday. Game time is what it's all about. He looks knackered. He looks knackered.
As I've said, tired in the brain. Look at some of the army training Navy SEALs, Royal Marines do. Like, it's all in the brain. That's why the training is so hard to prove to people that it's just a mental barrier. So I don't think 60 minutes is do all for me. If you're not going to start him, don't play him at all.
It must do. Otherwise, he wouldn't arrest him against QPR going into country.
It's a placebo effect.
I think that's my. People get tired. That's normal and natural.
Yeah, it's natural. Tired's in the brain.
Your body can only take so much.
So why don't? How come army military do what they do?
Because they're trained in a certain way.
Footballers
are trained in the same way a Formula One car is designed to go X amount of laps for X amount of time. Footballers are designed to play 90 minutes effectively once a week. They have the energy, should have the energy reserve to play Saturday, Tuesday, once every so often. They can't be expected to have played this amount of games in such a short space of time and still be able to play 100% all the time, fitness-wise, energy-wise. It's not possible.
If we're not going to hold them to a higher standard, then we can't complain if we go down. Like, you've got to hold people to a higher standard, whether they can do it or not. It's principle.
You've got to treat them as human beings.
Yeah,
you do.
Ben.
Yeah, but how many great people do you know that have put their expectations of, oh, this is enough, this is all right, I did all right, let me have a rest. Like, how many people have you heard
it's not that, is it? What we're saying is Michael Smith has given everything. And you can't question that. He has given absolutely everything. And I'm based on what Warney says and based on what everybody else says, he gives it on training pitch and all. He sounds like the most model of professionals that we've got at the club, barring maybe Woody. So you can't ask more than he's already got.
I'm not asking more.
But you are.
I'm asking for him to play. I'm asking for him to play and start. That's all I'm asking.
But he played and started on Saturday and was completely ineffective because he was clearly tired.
Tired Smith is better than Hurst, I think.
I'll come to you. Hurst. We'll come on to Hurst and compare the two. When Hurst came on Saturday, for me, Hurst was much more effective than Smith. Different roles, obviously.
Yeah, it was. Definitely. It was, definitely. And it's coming for George Hurst. It's coming. I'm predicting it now. At 80 minutes gone at Cardiff on Saturday, we're 0-0 and goal. George Hurst is going to pop up and he's going to scream on straight. He's going to keep us up. I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, to be honest. But yeah, I thought it was all right. And to be honest with you, sorry, Ben, but I'm with Matt here. I think on Tuesday I might start Hursty and bring Smith on if we need to bring him on. If we don't need to bring him on, I won't bring him on. Because hopefully, I'll be able to give him a week.
Have you suddenly got manager's job? I will do this. I will do this.
Well, that's what we're here for, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong phone call. I usually have my usual phone call with Warney at this time, just to give him his instructions. And sorry, my apologies.
Oh, we could have lost Mike.
Just wrong call. Massively.
He's back. It's going to be interesting. We'll talk about the game in a bit more detail in a second, but yeah, I think it could be doing mixed up. Crooks is back as well. Matt Crooks is back for Tuesday, having had 10 days, so he should be raring to go. There's no excuse for Crooks not to be 100% from Tuesday, which I think is key. Mark Gambles, to finish off that point, Mark Gambles agrees with you, Ben. Fans think football's played on FIFA, so
That's very true. That's very true.
Going back to the wing-back role, we've talked about Blackman. Jamie mentions Giles and Blackman were outstanding. He also thought Hurst played as well. He also had stay up or not. I think we should all fit New York welcome the lads back from Cardiff, as a lot of fans have been doing recently, going to their club's grounds.
Well,
and celebrating Manchester United, celebrating their players. Yes, that's Anyway, moving on.
Moving swiftly
John Smith
along.
John Smith also says Ryan Giles, we saw the best of him. He never stopped running. We saw the best of Ryan Giles, Ben. He's starting to look like a bit more. He's not always late. A bit more of a complete footballer. Defensively was sound and was taking away the goals he scored. One of his best attacking performances as well.
Yeah, I think that comes from work rate.
Ben.
Yeah. Mate, do you say my name? I think it's a bit delayed. Am I on mute? No, I'm not. I think it comes from work rate. And it only takes I think you're really delayed. But it comes from work rate, right? And no, that's where it comes from. I can't remember what I'm going to say now. Oh. No one else was showing it, right? Apart from Woody, Smithy, and...
Ben? What does it come from?
I forgot what I was going to say now.
Okay. Just say Ben. Giles were good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, he were very good. But it was one of the best performances from Giles. It was also pretty good against Brentford, so he's stepping up and gradually getting better. He's clearly one of those players that needs to play games to get back into a rhythm, and that's starting to happen. On to the goal, Michael. I assume you're going to be up with us. Joseph Robertson says, 8 lads. Lewis Wing is one of the most creative and high-ability players he's ever seen play at New York Stadium, in my opinion. I can't really argue with that, Mick. Before we come on to the goal, he's got everything he needs to be a top Championship player, Lewis Wing.
Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt. He just still lacks that little bit of composure for me at times. Just at times. And I don't know whether that's just the circumstances that he's playing in at the moment. The team that he's playing in that are characterised by a lack of composure at times.
Sure.
Whether that's rubbing off on him, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he is a quality player. There's no question about that. And we've got to thank Neil Warnock for loaning him out to us. How he's not in Middlesbrough side, I don't know. Having seen Middlesbrough twice this season, that's beyond me, to be honest. But I've only seen him twice. So yeah, he's absolute quality and a good strike. And he's got that goal's been coming, hasn't it? You know, like I said on podcast pre-game, you know, he's at the crossbar, he's at the post. He's had deflections going everywhere and anywhere. And finally, crucially, he hits the target. He's a very, very good player. And him and Dan Barlaser together, outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I want a quick shout out for Dan Barlaser because he's obviously not had much of a run in the team over the last few games, but when he's come on as a substitute, he's made an impact. He seems to have found some aggression from somewhere, and if he can add aggression to his game as well as that ability to pick out a pass that he's got, he is a hell of a player. But we knew he was a hell of a player anyway, didn't we? But you know, he starts for me, Dan Barlaser. It definitely starts for me on Tuesday night, along with Lewis Wing. Definitely. Yeah, that's a hell of a midfield pairing, man. Hell of a midfield pairing.
Drop Lindsay. I don't think he's been that effective since he's come back in. But then, is Jamie Lindsay the guy you want? Because he is a fighter. I know he's not shown it necessarily recently, but he is that guy, that bite and that guile in the middle of the field. I don't know. It's a difficult one because I think Barlaser's earned his chance back in team to start now. I think against Brentford, I thought he was good when he came on, and I agree 100%. When he came on yesterday, I thought he was much better. I don't know whether one thinks that him and Wing can't play together because they're too similar, but I think because they are similar, I think they can play together.
It's one of those positions where two similar players together don't get in each other's way for me. You know, definitely.
Yes. Ray Smedley asked what happened to Robertson. I think he's injured. I don't know if there's lots of rumours about contracts being rejected by certain players, Robertson included, or Sunday included. Bearing in mind he's not played for a little while as well. So whether that is just injuries or whether there's something more to it, we'll find out. We'll probably want to find out. Flojo, Mark Campbell says, can you imagine Flojo scoring the goal to send Derby down? How walking back into the dressing room. This is the beauty of football, Ben, isn't it? Flojo came on yesterday, was very, very effective. Derby gave Flojo to us, assuming that we're not going to be their fight this season, and they could have given us a player who is effective and could help send them down. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and he's barely even playing for us. He played yesterday, and he put at the first time. I don't know when. I can't remember last game he come on.
While
he's good, he just can't really fit into 3-5-2. But you know, with Keo coming back and Sadly coming back, he kind of can switch that into a 4-4-2. Now we've not just got Flojo as one winger, and then you know what I mean. So yeah, he's good. I can't remember which goal it were. We ran from like the edge of the box, from our box to their box. Yeah. And that was just beautiful. That was one of his first games, wasn't it? He was so good when he first come, but I mean, he's not the type of player wanting a relegation battle. I don't think. I think that's probably why he hadn't started him. But yeah, that would be very awkward and hilarious.
Very hilarious. It's such a Derby thing to do and all, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just here's the guy who sent us down. You have him. I love it. Paul G, Ryan Giles, best position is left wing. He needs to stay forward. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think he is probably a better left winger. Clearly, Wolves want him to play left wing back, and I think that's why he's come to us, and I think that's why we're playing him there. His defensive capabilities have not. They can't question them. In certainly last 2 games, in previous games maybe, but last 2 games defensively have been very, very solid, which is a massive, massive positive. Because we struggle for Matic. I think Matic was on the bench, on Saturday, but he's still not fit enough to start. And if we ain't got Matic, we struggle. We have to put Arden there, who's not necessarily natural player there. So, I don't know. We're going to move on to any final thoughts on the game itself. The free kick, Ben. Lewis Wing's free kick. Sweetly struck. Yeah,
I think it was a bit... the free kick was very good. I think it's a bit worrying that we had to score from a set piece.
Yeah.
Very worrying. So I didn't have that feel of... Do you sort of have a feel when, like, we're going to score it? Like all last season, we can take these. I felt very worried yesterday when we went 1-0 down. Very worried. But, yeah, I mean, there's nothing needs to be said on the free kick, is there? It was just a very good free kick.
What I would say is that the referee seemed loath to give it in the first place. I didn't think he was going to give it. I'll be honest with you. But there you go.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue. I was talking. This is what I was saying to the second tier guys earlier today. Is that I can't see us, Mick, scoring from open play at the minute. It's coming from set pieces, which we're not brilliant at anyway. We scored for set piece yesterday. The last goal before that was McDonald, which was a set piece. The last goal in open play before that was a QPR game, which we won 3-1. But then you're going back even further. The last goal before that was against Bristol City, which was before the international break. It's not necessarily there's lack of creativity because you've got Lewis Wing and Dan Barlaser, but there is definitely something that's not quite right in terms of getting the goals.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't care how they come. You know, as far as I'm concerned, we've got 2 games to go. If we can have 2 clean sheets and 2 in off somebody's backside, I'm happy with that. That'll do me. A goal a game, that'll do. I don't care how they go in. I genuinely don't. You know what I mean? It can come from a Jamal Blackman clearance. I don't care. It matters not. Just 2 wins, please. Just 2 wins. And then we can sort it out after then.
Yeah, Mark Gamble points out confidence. I think that may be an issue, confidence, but hopefully that goal for Wing will give us a bit of confidence. Go on, Ben.
I was going to say we need to play set pieces. I don't mean Grealish. No, I didn't mean that. I saw Graham Souness talking about it earlier about how I'm not going to come on to that. But yeah, play for corners, play for throw-ins. I don't mean free kicks because I don't want to cheat, but I mean. You know what I mean? Play for corners, play for throw-ins. I'd rather get a corner than cross it in, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah.
They'll see that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. Moving ahead, looking forward to Tuesday night. We said this a lot. Biggest game of the season. It's not actually the biggest Saturday. Even if we could lose on Tuesday, we're still in fight on Saturday. So it is a massive game, but it's not one of those must-win games. It's just a big game. For me, I don't know you, but I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Yeah. Simple as that. Yeah, we lose, then we deserve to go down because we've had enough chances.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's fair enough. Cool. Moving on.
It's a winnable game on Tuesday night. It's definitely a winnable game.
Cool.
Very delayed, Mick.
Have you seen Mike Bassett?
I apologise. I'm really sorry. It's Wales, isn't it? Like I said, apparently, I understand Wales are a bit behind the times, so obviously Wi-Fi is a bit late as well. So, yeah, it's a winnable game on Tuesday night. Hello,
yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah, listen. 3 points on Tuesday, man. That would be unbelievable. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? You know, it would take us out. It would put Derby in the relegation zone, and if Derby need anything, you know, psychologically they're not in a good place and never have been for the last 10 years. So, you know, just to be starting the last day of the season in the relegation zone is really, really going to kick them that little bit further down as well. So yeah, I mean, 3 points on Tuesday would just be enormous, absolutely enormous. And all we've got to do then is go to Cardiff and not lose.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly. You've just got to just got to match it, haven't you? Yeah, I agree.
Well, no, we need to. If Derby win,
match them.
If we win and then draw on Saturday and Derby win, we go down.
If we win on Tuesday and then match them.
Oh, I thought you said don't lose.
Well, you have to
don't lose because if we.
No, I zoned out. I zoned out, and then I thought you were like, what if they win? But yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, and I will check this. I'll check this while we're speaking. That if we win on Tuesday night, it puts us 2 points ahead of Derby, doesn't it?
No, it puts us level.
No, it puts us level.
It puts us on the same points. Yeah, my apologies. I'm going to shut up now.
Okay. Moving on.
Wi-Fi's gone.
Moving on. There was a very famous win at Luton in 2001, which was one of those nights where things changed. During a promotion fight, we beat Luton in one of our games in hand. Chris Sedgwick scored a goal, and we won 1-0 at Luton. And then, obviously, a week or two later, we ended up getting promoted because of that. It is one of those things, Mick, that it happens where if we win on Tuesday, you will feel something just turn. And Derby will feel it, and Wednesday will feel it. We'll come on to that in a minute, but a win on Tuesday for many reasons in circumstances such as promotion relegations is absolutely massive.
It's huge. It's huge, man. Honestly, it's absolutely enormous. It's just, yeah, right. There's no, it's biggest game of season.
Yeah.
That's it. It's biggest game of season again. So we've got to win. We've got to win. No pressure.
Yeah. And also to add into the mix of circumstances, if we win then on Tuesday, although not mathematical, Sheffield Wednesday will be all but relegated because they will need a 6 or 7 goal swing to come back at us. But if that happens, how will Sheffield Wednesday then play on the final day? Because they're already down, effectively. They're not going to. The chance of a 6 goal swing is unlikely. So how do they then play on the final day? Do you know what I mean? It's something else to add into the mixture of what the hell is going to happen.
Well, it depends what they want. Do they want to play Derby or do they want to play Rotherham? Like, I'd want to play Derby, personally, than us.
Derby, they probably see Derby as more of a threat, wouldn't they?
Do you think? So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they are likely to not give up 3 points, but hand it easily. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm completely fine with that because we should be going clear. So we put it on ourselves. So listen, they can give Derby, they can forfeit game and let Derby win 3-0 for all I care. If we go down, it doesn't matter. We put it on ourselves, so we've got to take care of it. We started it ourselves, we've got to finish it ourselves.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, mate. Our last 2 league visits to Luton have both been victories, one in 2009 and the other one, as mentioned, in 2001. It's a pretty good record, but mate, Luton are not one of those teams that are on the beach necessarily. Out of their last 5 games, they are unbeaten, having won 3 out of those 5 games. They're not. Blackburn looked like they weren't trying, but there was not as much intensity as you would expect. Luton are similar to us, where I don't think they could turn it off. I think they just play at full throttle, no matter what the circumstance. So that doesn't really help us.
No, it don't. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game, and we've got to be on our mettle, and hopefully we can just anything will do me. Any type of goal, I don't care. So long as we score more than them, that's just all that's important now. That's it. It's just we've got to win. We've got to win. We've got to win because it puts massive pressure on Derby County. Then huge pressure.
Yeah.
If we don't win that game, then it's almost a bit of a let off for them. They can only, if we don't get a win at Cardiff, they stay up, and whatever. So it's massive. It's massive. We've got to get 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good. Wednesday could still stay up. If we lose, Wednesday could stay up. That's. I can't believe it. I want Wickham to go down, given the way they played against us, but they've done well to finish on 4 points. Oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm smiling about that fact, but they've done well to. They've done well. I'm not bitter. It's cheating. It's not bitter. I don't think it's bitter. I'm not angry. I'm just saying, but they've done well to get 40 points. I think because they're not very good.
I know this sounds really condescending, but for Wickham to technically take it to the final day of the season is a fantastic achievement.
Oh yeah, well, it's not condescending about it. They're not very good. Yeah. Like, let's be real. They're not big. No, they're not a big club. I'm not trying to be an idiot. They've done well with what they've got. And if we did that well in proportion with the quality we've got, we'd be gone clear. So credit to.
Yeah. It's back in our hands, which is crazy. I know we've talked to this, so I can't believe it's back in our hands. But I can't. The football fan inside me can't see us winning on Tuesday, and the football fan inside me can't see us winning on Saturday. But then we might go win 3-0. You know what I mean? It's just one of those ridiculous times of the season where you just can't call it. With that in mind, Mick, I think it's going to go down on Tuesday.
I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win 2-0.
Okay.
There you go.
I like style. Any thoughts on lineups and who will score?
I don't care who scores. I'm not interested. Couldn't care less. I don't know. I mean, obviously my Wi-Fi is not very good, so you're missing half the stuff that I'm saying. But I keep Blackman in goal. It depends on whether McDonald's fit. So for that back three, Giles stays for me. Ola Sunday comes in on the right. Barlaser and Wing in that midfield place with Crooksy, and then I don't know. Maybe I don't know about up front yet. I've not thought about that, but I might be looking at Chio and Smithy. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
Benjamin, what are your thoughts on how you think it'll go and lineup?
Score predict 1-0. I've said 1-0 to everybody. I said 1-0 for the past 4 games to everybody, but 1-0 of them. And team, listen, there's no point asking me. Not a clue. I don't know who's fit. I don't know. We don't know the situation with Boycott, so I have not a clue, honestly.
No, that's a fair point, then. Yeah, it's coming to that stage of the season where it's business. We as a club have been in the relegation zone for quite a long time now. The last time that we were out of the relegation zone, I'm just trying to find the dates now, but it's sort of Christmas time since we've been in there, isn't it? It's been a long while, mainly because the game's in hand. I'm on 22nd of December, and we still weren't in the relegation zone, actually. So, end of the year, I think Boxing Day is when we dropped into the relegation zone in place of Derby. Derby then found themselves out of the relegation zone. So since then, Derby haven't been in the relegation zone, but we have. So it could change. It's one of those funny things. I remember a few years ago in League One, so it was something like Portsmouth were top of the league for like 37 minutes of the entire season, but it was the final 37 minutes and they won the league. That's what may end up happening in the Championship. It could very well be that high. So peak, strap in, because it's going to be interesting. It may be heartbreaking. But what we will know is that they've given absolutely everything. And you can question their quality, you can question the crosses they put in, the shots to take, but they've tried everything. They've put and left everything on the pitch, and I have no doubt they'll do exactly the same on Tuesday night and then do the same on Saturday lunchtime next Saturday. So yeah, just get behind them when the social media ban ends, when they're all back on social media. Let's get behind them on Tuesday and then Saturday again. So we'll go through some final comments and then we'll probably wrap it up. Paul G agrees with you. 2 wins, Ben. Come on, you're right. The problem is, Paul and Ben, we don't often win 2 games in a row. We rarely win 1. So,
Yeah.
But as again, Paul G rightly points out, take care of Tuesday first, and a massive game must win. Owen on what happens with Wednesday. Pigs could see it as away fans for next season. They'll make more money from Derby than us, possibly. Crossing everything. And John C, if we beat, yeah, free Luton and we're watching the Cardiff game on the toilet. So yeah, it's big and big. This week is the biggest week since the playoffs of 2018, isn't it? That's how big it is.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
100%.
biggest week since 2 weeks ago. But yeah.
Well, but this is it now, isn't it? But this is the end of the season.
That as well.
True. It was it, yeah, but it was biggest week when we played Coventry and Birmingham. It's like this is what happened when you're down there, isn't it? Every week's.
Yeah.
Every week's a new week and stuff like that.
I prefer it to be the biggest week of the season than things already been done and dusted, because the only way they'd been done and dusted is if we'd have been down. So
we've done well to stay up. We've done well to, from the situation we've put ourselves in, losing all them. We've done well to keep ourselves in it.
You took this at the start of the season, Ben. Somebody said to you, right, you've got 2 games left at the end of the season and it's in your hands. You'd have taken that, wouldn't you?
I'd have took it. I'd have been fuming, but I'd have took it.
What do you mean you've been fuming? It's where we expected
I mean,
to be,
look at the quad. Look at no. I mean, Mick predicted 6th, which I'm not going to go on to.
Yeah,
but look at the squad we've got. Look at the squad we've got. The squad we've got. We should be going clear. We're so much better than everybody around us. Like, we're so much better. It's unreal. I can't even comprehend the situation we're in. I think in normal year, we're not even. We are 16th, 15th on 50 plus, 60 plus points. So, in normal year, if we didn't get absolutely done over by COVID and the EFL, we'd be gone clear, man. If we had Derby's year, we'd have been not even close to this situation.
Yeah. Final point we will finish on is the ref watch for Tuesday. Dean Whitestone will be the man in the middle. He has refed us 1 time this season, and it was against QPR when we won 3-1 at New York Stadium. Not that long ago, actually. I seem to recall that being a pretty steady, normal game. I don't really recall any issues in that one, so hopefully we see the same sort of thing. So, yes, we're going to end it there. So please, everybody who's enjoyed this, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. I said we're still taking part in the social media blackout, but we're back live on there on Tuesday. If you listen to this on the podcast, thank you. Please subscribe to iTunes, Spotify. Please give us a 5-star rating, if you will, on iTunes. And we will be back. We're going to do a few more episodes this week because of how important it is after the game on Tuesday. We're going to try and do some daily episodes till the conclusion. We're going to see if we can get some Wednesday fans on, talk about their perspective of the running after the game on Tuesday. Potentially try and get some Derby fans, look at their perspective. And we will be live pre-match and post-match for the game on Saturday, which is a 12:30 kickoff. Certainly me and Mick will. Ben may miss the pre-match because of training.
I'll miss the game, but yeah. I'll be there for the post one.
Yeah. So
obviously.
Keep an eye out for all those.
If I hadn't cut a vein open, but yeah.
Keep an eye out for all those. We'll keep on when the socials reopen. That'll all be all over the social medias. That's our plan at the minute. But we will keep you all updated as and when. So we will see you all on whenever. I don't know. It's probably Tuesday or Wednesday, making it. I think.
God, Tuesday, I think.
You shouldn't have asked him, but yeah.
Tuesday.
Ben's dying. 7:15 kickoff. Remember, everybody, on Tuesday live on Sky. So thank you very much, Michael. I'll come to you first. So thank you to you. So
see you later.
Bye, everybody. And thank you very much,
Benjamin.
Yes.
We're on the audio, aren't we? Sorry. See you. Bye.
God, this is the least professional episode we've ever done. And Ben, thank you very much. You've been professional as always, mate.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. And we'll see you all very, very soon.
Freddie's on one-on-one. Can Freddie finish shoot? Can Freddie go shot? Yeah!